Before Back on My Feet, I didn't know what I could accomplish. I was kind of at like a crossroads. Okay, what do I do now?
Homelessness, it isn't who a person is, it's a state of being at a point in time. None of us can survive in this life if you do not have a community backing you. At Back on My Feet, we use the tool of running to help the homeless.
It didn't make sense that I could be part of something that beautiful.
I couldn't run from here to the corner when I first started. What I saw, I could only label as magic.
You can't convince any individual of their own potential. You can show them the path, the opportunities, but only the individual can ultimately make that decision. At Back on My Feet, we use community and running as a catalyst to help individuals achieve self-sufficiency. We work with individuals who are currently in transitional homeless shelters and inpatient addiction recovery facilities. We're very strict when it comes to accountability. We start at 5:45 a.m. 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Committing to that gives them the self-confidence to achieve their goals.
Who are we? Back on My Feet!
How are we gonna run?
So many programs out there are a handout over a table. Ours is very much about creating relationships with our members to understand the challenges that they're facing, to be a support system, but they are very much a support system right back to us as well. It's about being committed to the community and to yourself. At the end of the day, you can't run the 10th mile until you've run the first 9.
Growing up, being in foster homes was crazy. They labeled me emotionally disturbed. That shattered my world. By the time I hit my teen years, I pretty much was in the streets. That lifestyle led me to doing 4.5 years. Once I got out of prison, was I ready? No. I have been homeless for quite some time.
This is where it all started, the Fortune's Castle. Right there is where we used to circle up with Back on My Feet.
I was not sure about any of this. I could literally not run 2 blocks. I caught myself saying I can't, and I was like, what? I think you can. I started off walking, and then we have the volunteers who kind of push you, okay, let's run to that street light. Okay, let's run to the next street light. Okay, let's see if we can clear 3 street lights. The next thing you know, we're doing a 5K, 10K. This is the community that I belong to.
If they commit to 90% attendance for at least 30 days, then they get access to what we call our Next Steps program. And that's building a resume, having a mock interview, as well as continued support once they've found that employment.
There's a couple updates I actually want to make to my resume.
Nice. We sit down with them one-on-one and create a step-by-step plan to help them achieve their individual goals.
The best way out of poverty is education. I'm coming up on a year at my current place of employment. This is one of the longest times I've held a job. Going through the Next Step program has taught me to trust in the process. I've been shedding some mentalities I used to have while being homeless. I've learned to enjoy my small victories. This is a milestone. It makes you appreciate life. Starting to make new friends.
I am definitely not the Derek I was 5 years ago. I'd seen so many bad things in my life. I had thought the world was such a bad place. And eventually I saw how beautiful it was. I had never been a part of something that was so genuine. They didn't care about what I did, they cared about where I was going.
I look forward to seeing my brothers.
It definitely changed the way I looked at family and how I looked at community.
I know if I do something stupid, I gotta answer to these dudes.
I just don't believe you.
So our members have ran over 1 million miles to date. And what's more, since launch, Back on My Feet has helped over 6,500 members find employment and housing. Over 80% of those individuals maintain that employment and housing for the long term.
This is hard.
Yes, I'm tired. Yes, I have to go to work in a couple of hours, but I have to get my run in. That's when commitment comes in.
I've run 5 New York City marathons, and I'm currently going to start training for my 6th.
Back on
down the street.
They are accountable, they are dedicated, they're committed. You're making them feel believed in. You're making them feel like they've got someone behind them that's backing them just by asking them for that level of commitment. That's what we all need to be self-sufficient ultimately.
Because of back on my feet, I can still walk in a room and hold my head up high.